fairly intense debate that we had on a resolution that addressed the Iraq War, and that would be H.R. 3087. And this is a piece of legislation that came out of our, seems like a weekly effort. Excuse me, Madam Speaker. That comes out of it seems as a weekly effort to weaken the resolve of our troops, make their job harder in Iraq, seeking to answer to MoveOn.org and energizing the anti-war liberal left in America and energizing our enemies across the world, including, and I mean specifically, Al-Qaeda. Madam Speaker, many times I've come to the floor and spoken to this issue and reminded Americans that we are at war. And when a nation is successful in a difficult war, they pull together and bind together in the same will. There was an address made here on the floor talking about World War I, World War II, and other conflicts that we've been in, as well as the Iraq War that we're in right now. I would take us back to World War II as the central example of the time when a nation pulled together. And there were rations here in the United States. Most everybody found a way to contribute to the war effort. My father went to the South Pacific for 2.5 years. My mother tied parachutes in a parachute factory. The unemployment rate was down to 1.2%, and as far as I know, that's the lowest unemployment rate that this country has had. And that was at the same time that many of the women went to work that traditionally had not. This nation pulled together, put 16 million Americans in uniform to defend ourselves on two major fronts, the war in Europe and the war in the Pacific, and mobilize an entire nation, an entire people. The movies were about patriotism and defending American way of life. We had pride in our culture and who we were. And the legacy that flows from that is that the United States emerged as ultimately, after we walked our way through the Cold War, we emerged as the unchallenged only superpower and the greatest nation on earth. That's the legacy of the selfless sacrifice and the single will of a people when they came together, when they saw that they were attacked from without, threatened from without, and they saw that the world was in danger of being consumed by totalitarian powers.